Only going to be able to get this one video out today. We're going to make up for it this weekend, though. I got a busy weekend ahead of me. I've been taking one day off during the weekend here lately, but to make up for the missed video today, I'm going to try to get videos up both today and tomorrow. Tomorrow and Sunday, I should say. My morning this morning was just busier than I expected it to be. I had to meet my contractor, then my friends hit me up on a group text, spontaneously planned lunch. Normally, I would have declined the invitation, but people closest to me in my life, they keep telling me that I work too much. They insinuate that I put the channel above everything else sometimes. And in a way, I guess they do have a point, but I just know myself. I am a creature of habit. If I start taking off half the day on Friday, it's going to become my new routine. I don't ever want to get to that point. I never want to be satisfied. I never want to be content with the state of the channel. I'm always looking towards the next goal. Right now, that next goal is 40,000 subscribers and each video averaging 15,000 views. Now, once we get there, it'll be 50,000 and 20,000, so on and so forth. But I know if I start easing up or slacking off, it'll become routine for me. And once I get into that routine, it is almost impossible for me to break it. But anyway, that's just an update on the channel, the schedule for the weekend. Enough of that bullshit. Let's go ahead and get into it. I hate to beat a dead horse, and if anything could be classified as a dead horse, it's CNN. I normally try not to touch on the same topic 2 days in a row, but this was just too enticing for me to pass up. Change is incredibly difficult, but for most businesses to remain healthy, to remain sustainable long term, they got to have the courage to embrace change. I remember when I quit my job to focus on YouTube full time. People thought I was out of my fucking mind. Especially my parents. They were worried about me. You are leaving a steady paycheck for something not guaranteed. What about health insurance? What if YouTube doesn't work out? What if? They were doing what parents are supposed to do. They're looking out for their kid. Both of my parents are risk avoidant. They don't like change. They don't like risk. But I knew if I didn't make that change, I would be miserable the rest of my life. I would rather take a chance and fail than live in misery and then at 50, 55 years old, wonder what if I had done it. The company I used to work for, they used to brag all the time about half the employees being with the company over 20 years. I think the number was 25 or 30% of their employees had been with the company for over 30 years. Now, on the surface, this seems like a good thing, but there is a huge problem that comes along with it. Complacency, fear of change. That old saying, you can't teach an old dog new tricks. That's very true. For the most part, that company, it was the same when I walked in the door in 2013 to when I left last summer. Very, very little had changed. It was almost like Stockholm Syndrome. The status quo had been the same for so long that the people working there complained about the same things in 2013 that they did in 2021. But nothing ever changed. Every day was the same. Software, phone system, the mentality, nothing ever changed. We talked yesterday about CNN shoving the broom in Brian Stelter's ass, lighting the fuse, and telling him to ride it right out the door. Now, what was his first stop after leaving CNN Towers? Dunkin' Donuts, of course. He needed some rings for the round of sympathy butt bongo last night. My sources tell me a shirtless Chris Cuomo was waiting for Brian Stelter once he got home last night. Cuomo brought the cucumbers and cigars. Brian Stelter came through with the donuts. They were beating that damn bongo into the wee hours of the morning. Over the last several months, management at CNN has pushed one consistent notion. We are changing directions. MSNBC locked up the PhDs at Woke U. We are left with the undergrads. We cannot compete. No one pushes mythical racism like Joy Reid. No one apologizes for white privilege like Chris Hayes. We are going to shift directions. We're going to become the hard news network. That has been the mission. We've discussed it several times here on the channel. Now, I've had my doubts about it as to whether or not it would work. Even with that being the case, any change in direction is better than what CNN is producing right now. The network has no stars in a star-driven business. When you're a content creator in this particular medium, whether it's on cable news or here on YouTube, you gotta have the two C's, creativity and charisma. Charisma is what draws people to you. The creativity, the entertainment, it keeps them coming back. Now, who has both of those at CNN? Does anyone think Anderson Cooper is charismatic? Wolf Blitzer is knocking on the door of the nursing home. They already have fresh linens waiting on him. Who else do they have? Don Lemon? Don fucking Lemon? The only thing drawn to Don Lemon is a fresh cucumber. He repels everyone else. Discovery Media, they have vowed to change directions at CNN. They found a lifeboat. They've been watching the woke Titanic sink to the bottom of the woke sea. They're trying to paddle their lifeboat in the opposite direction, but it seems like their lifeboat's getting caught in the wake. They're not moving. The woke tentacles won't let them go. I've told you guys before, it's damn near impossible to eradicate the woke fungus. This is a terminal illness. Once this disease infects you, your life is over. Members of Woke United Methodist, they call this being born again. I'll now baptize you in the name of the birthing person, the shitfuck, and the holy oak tree. When the truth is, you are not being born again, you're dying. With the firing of Brian Stelter, CNN had the opportunity to send a message. Firing a woke shitfuck, that is not enough. Who you replace him with is what matters. Otherwise, the only thing you've accomplished by firing Brian Stelter is saving money on the catering budget. There will be plenty of donuts in the break room. All employees at CNN will now have the opportunity to grab an extra cucumber. But that doesn't do shit for your audience. With this supposed change in direction, you would think CNN would replace Brian Stelter with a moderate. And when I say moderate, I'm not talking about Chris Wallace. The only thing moderate about Chris Wallace is his attendance at the Butt Bongo Festival. Unlike Adam Silver, who attends the Butt Bongo Festival weekly, Chris Wallace only participates once every 3 months. At his age, he just can't handle that much activity. It causes all kinds of unwanted health problems. With the shortage on Preparation H, it's just best for Chris Wallace to play it safe. Shortly after I posted my video yesterday evening, CNN announced their replacement for Brian Stelter. Oh, we are so excited. We are truly changing directions. We have gotten rid of the donut diva. No more woke politics on Sunday mornings. We have found a true moderate. Matter of fact, he leans to the right. We are excited to announce we are replacing Brian Stelter with the up-and-coming conservative media star, Oliver Darcy. Who? What? Who? Wait a minute. I thought you were looking to restore credibility at this network. I thought you were looking to regain the trust of your rapidly dwindling audience. I mean, Brian Stelter's a useless shitfuck, but at least he's an admitted shitfuck. He doesn't hide the fact that he attends services at Woke United Methodist every week. He doesn't hide the fact that he is a male birthing person expected to go into labor at any moment. Oliver Darcy is a chameleon. Before joining CNN several years ago, Oliver Darcy, he was a conservative pundit. He got his start with The Blaze, the mainstream outlet started by Glenn Beck. It does not get more right-wing than The Blaze. Glenn Beck does not tolerate woke shitfucks. Fox News, they uncovered some tweets from 2014, 2015, 2016 of Oliver Darcy criticizing CNN for promoting propaganda. CNN allows people to make shit up on their airways. It's disgusting. He didn't call it misinformation. At the time, he hadn't been baptized. Misinformation's a woke boner word used to excite lonely men on Twitter. It wasn't until he was hired by CNN that his opinions began to change. As you guys know, one of the requirements of working at CNN, you must be baptized in the woke holy water. Oliver Darcy, he was baptized by Don Lemon. Immediately after, they participated in one of Don Lemon's favorite rituals, the woke hug celebration. Don Lemon, he just loves to have his hands all over the ass of the untypical birthing person. Suddenly, the mentality of Oliver Darcy changed. The combination of woke holy water and six-figure paychecks from CNN completely shifted his morals and values. It's funny how that tends to happen. I pulled a couple of clips of some of Oliver Darcy's greatest hits. Now, I'm sure most of you have never heard of Oliver Darcy. I cover the media every day. I've never heard of this guy before. Only took one look at him to quickly figure out this dude has never touched a woman. Now, I want you to remember, CNN is supposed to be changing direction. They're supposed to be getting away from mythical racism, away from made-up stories, and reporting actual news. This is the shit fuck. They chose to lead the new direction. Roll the film.
It is disturbing, though, that we're having this kind of rhetoric. It's one thing for Tucker and the president to criticize where Ilhan Omar might stand on policy. Of course. It's another thing to effectively say, go back to where you came from.
You don't belong here.
That's disgusting.
You're not as American as me.
Right.
That's what he's saying. You're not as American as me.
And like you pointed out earlier in the segment, anyone who's not, maybe white hair and blonde hair and white knows how it feels to hear those words, the words, go back to where you came from. It's not a good feeling. To equate what MSNBC does or some of these other outlets do with what Fox does is nonsensical. There are outlets that have opinion hosts, but they're playing in the real world, in the world of facts and reality. And Fox is spinning its own reality. And to suggest that there's an equivalence between the two, I think is not accurate and something we should really be careful to avoid.
This information more rages online every day. What advice do you share with folks who just want to know what is actually real and what is true? What is the media literacy lesson?
I think it's difficult these days to know what is real and what is true, and I think that's what the president wants. He wants it to be confusing. He wants people not to know what's real and what's true and to take his word for it or to just be confused in general. I mean, I would recommend that people watch this network, people read reputable outlets, the Journal, the Times, the Post, but most people, I think, they don't actually read the front page of the newspapers every morning. They go on Facebook, they see what their friends are sharing, and a lot of times what they're seeing is misinformation, content from hyper-partisan websites, and I'm not really sure how we get out of this.
It is abundantly clear to me, CNN just doesn't get it. They don't get it. This fucking guy is less credible than Brian Stelter. You're replacing a big blob of nothing with a smaller blob of nothing. There is no truth. There is no substance to this birthing person. He's just another talking head filled with lies and propaganda. He's a paid mouthpiece for the woke movement. I don't know what this new show's going to be called. CNN canceled reliable sources altogether, but they can call me up if they need a title. It could be Visions of the Delusional Virgin with Oliver Darcy. This will be an exciting journey as Oliver recounts tales of spending Friday nights alone, his tiny frank in hand, as he spanks off the visions of Megan Rapinoe changing hair color. But let me know what you think. CNN supposedly changing directions replaces one useless shitfuck with an even more useless shitfuck. The only difference between Brian Stelter and Oliver Darcy, besides the fact that one of them is pregnant, is name recognition. Oliver Darcy has none. Sound off in the comments below. Make sure to like and subscribe. Click the notification bell to receive all notifications from the channel. Best way to contact me is by email at btlkc84@gmail.com, KC_BTL84 on Twitter. I'll see you guys tomorrow.